today. But just as a caveat, it's important for us to remember that it's easy to see a Jewish conspiracy everywhere. But things are actually much more complicated than that. The argument I want to make to you today is that the Jews are a construct and tool of empire. In other words, they're really the middle managers. They're the ones who help manage the empire. And if the Jews weren't around, then it would be the Indians or some other group. An empire needs scapegoats. It needs middle managers. And for the past 200 years, the Jews have served the purpose. Something else I will show you today is that the empire, which is transnational capital, they get all the profit. They hide behind the scenes. They're the shadows. And they make all the money. And it's really the Jews get all the blame. And what we'll discuss next class is that this is the same thing that will happen today. Okay? So that's the argument I will make to you today. All right, so let's discuss the British Empire. The British Empire is unique in human history in that it controls the entire world. And it's just a small island, right? It's a small island with very little resources. And it's able to control the entire world because it controls global trade. It has the world's greatest navy. It also has the Bank of England, which is really transnational capital. And English becomes the lingua franca of the world and has colonies throughout the world as well. So for the British Empire, the way they control the world, it's a very simple concept. As long as the British Empire is able to control the seaways, then it controls the world. The great crisis, the great problem, great threat is that an empire will emerge within the Eurasian continent. It's called the heartland, okay? And this could be Germany, it could be Russia, it could be China. But if it's able to emerge, eventually, like the Mongol Empire, it's able to conquer the entire Eurasian continent, and through railways, it's able to link up Africa, the Middle East, Europe, and Asia all together into one trading bloc. And then you don't need the seaways anymore. If that were to happen, then the British Empire would go bankrupt. Because remember, the British Empire, with the Bank of England, transnational capital, it's really a Ponzi scheme. It needs people to keep on buying into the empire for it to continue to succeed. So the greatest threat is a great power emerging in the heartland. And throughout history, that was either the French, the Ottoman Empire, the Germans, or the Russians. So the grand strategy of the British is to create as much chaos and conflict in Europe as much as possible. You always want your enemies fighting each other, okay? And that's just the core strategy of the British. Not very hard, okay? So again, as we discussed, there are four major enemies that the British have faced throughout their history as an empire. The French, they were able to defeat because of the French Revolution, as well as the Napoleonic Wars. Then they had to face the Russians, and the Russians were